So, I wanted to talk about the emotional damage, the sexual power, and stealing of souls when one engages a succubus. A succubus is a creature often depicted as possibly even a demon that steals the life force of its victims through sexual intercourse. And this is said to drain the energy of its prey as they're emotionally and spiritually drained and depleted. The succubus is a creature of desire, but it feeds on the essence of the target for sustenance. This is more than just a fairy tale. This is something that is at the intersection of emotional trauma, sexual behavior, and possibly even financial gain. Because the succubus would be far more than just a mythical creature. It may be a powerful archetype that we have in this current society of people who prey upon the souls of others in a demonic way. The female version being succubus, the male version being the incubus. So at the heart of the succubus incubus narrative is a painful truth, trauma. Consider the story of Lily Phillips, an OnlyFans model who engaged in a controversial stunt where she slept with 100 men in a single day. The story came out, I think, like 5 days ago. And so this seems like this attention-seeking, performance-seeking behavior. But if you delve deeper, you may see that she's had some emotional damage and even a need for dominance. Some people are wounded emotionally because of things that happened to them in childhood, neglect, abuse, trauma, scarring emotionally. And when these incidents occur and they go through this PTSD, they want to numb the pain that they feel inside. And so in the case of the incubus or succubus, lack of emotional attachment, emotional detachment is a survival mechanism. And they want to take control of others, right? If you think about the power of sex and energy exchange in this context, it becomes more than just an act of physical pleasure. It becomes a ritualistic exchange of energy. The incubus or succubus is not just seeking a physical manifestation of some sort of activity, they're draining the essence of their partners, leaving them weakened and vulnerable. In the case of Lily Phillips, she slept over a 14-hour period with 100 men. I think each of them got maybe 5 minutes per person. It's very transactional. It's almost demonic, right? Because you're taking the time, you're taking the energy, you're taking the soul. It's a form of parasitism in which you're depleting the emotional and spiritual resources of the person. For her, you can look in her eyes. If you watch any of the interviews where she speaks, there's a part where she starts tearing up and crying. There's a part where she's saying, I feel bad. I wanted to take care of these guys. I wanted to make sure that they enjoyed themselves. But to me, when I look at her, there's a vacant stare in her eyes. She's saying the things to make it seem like there's something emotional going on about this act, but upstairs, when you look in her eyes, somebody's gone already. In this modern world we live in, the succubus archetype goes well into sexual and financial transactions because we've commodified sex. OnlyFans turns sexual transactions into business deals. So not only is she draining energy, but she's accumulating wealth and power through this emotional and sexual exchange. And so in a very real sense, she feels powerful because she gets to call the shots on her own terms. If she wants 100 men to experience her body, and then that makes her a lot of money because she gets millions of people tuning in and they have to pay to watch this whole thing go down. She's controlling thousands, even millions of people all around her by engaging in these purposeful acts. Now, of course, back in the day, if you tried to do something like this, maybe in, say, like ancient Israel or any of these ancient kingdoms, there might have been a problem with that, right? Because there's a certain degree of morality that society would be shocked at the conscience of, to know that she would be doing this in this sort of previous day and age. They might have very well called her a witch. They might have very well stoned her. They might have very well punished her for being amoral. I mean, you can only imagine if the Puritans got a hold of her, or the Quakers, or any of these individuals that had a high degree of morals that would not have condoned this kind of behavior. Now, in this modern day and age, we're all about freedom. And so in being about freedom, we let everything ride. But what you really get the sense of here is that this allows for people to have the incubus succubus spirit within them openly, and they're able to do what they will. In other words, they can gather up as much energy as they want to for Satan's kingdom, And these transactions, which are, like I said, it's a highly transactional exchange of energy, exchange of money, exchange of time. It's very real. Every encounter leaves a scar, a mark that cannot be erased. The incubus succubus does not care for the people they engage with. They're mere vessels. Once the energy is drained, they are discarded. She's not attached to any one of these 100 guys. She's not going to have a relationship with them. Okay? So, this is more than a figure of just ancient law. This woman, Lily Phillips, is now a manifestation of emotional detachment, the exploitation of others, the draining of life force. She is a sexual vampire, so to speak, and she feeds on the souls of those who cross her path, whether they engaged in the sexual act with her or whether they're watching, pay-per-view. However that goes down. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to in any way imply something against women. Like I said, it could be an incubus, it could be a succubus, it could be a guy that's sleeping with 100 women. The sex is not really the issue. The gender is not the issue. The issue is that with this engagement, with this sexual act, the incubus or succubus is acting as a demon in the shadows that is manipulating people, draining them of their souls. These 100 guys, even though they think it's a bargain for them, they think, oh man, I got free sex, I got this, I got that. They're thinking this is the most wonderful thing that ever happened to them. But if you truly understood Kundalini and the power of sex and the way the body works in the chakra system, you would realize that all of them are experiencing trauma, that this is not good for anyone involved. No one comes away a winner here. And so that's the whole point of this particular video, is just to explain that what happened here is a great travesty. And I think they said she may even try in March, maybe, I don't know, maybe coming off of Easter time, to try to sleep with even more. I mean, this was 100. She might go for, I don't know, 300, 400, 500. And she's not going to stop. And so that's extremely disturbing and that's extremely troubling. And so that's why I wanted to make this video, to bring this to your attention, because you need to respect your body. You need to understand that the act of sex is a very sacred thing. I can't tell you how to live your life, but there's a reason why in the Bible, Paul instructs Christians to not engage in sexual activity with people who are not their permanent partners. That's because in the spirit, when you start doing these things, you form soul ties between partner A and partner B. And if you're not careful, and one of those partners actually has some experience in sorcery or witchcraft or matters that are demonic, they're tied up with certain entities, maybe an entity might be attached to a particular chakra point, then that magic is now going to further cause harm to those individuals that interact with that person. And so you really want to be careful who you have sex with. At first, as a young man and not knowing all these things about spirituality, I would have said, oh, you're crazy. Wait, sex sounds great to me. But there's a reason why. There's a reason why. And a lot of people are missing the point, because a lot of people aren't being taught about spirituality. They're not being taught about the hidden realm. They're not being taught about the things that go on that are unseen, but are very much as real as everything else you see in this world. Just that people are not being trained on it, they're not being educated on it. And so as a result, I believe that this succubus will continue to go on and suck more spirits, and guys may do the same. There may be incubuses out there that are going on to suck as many spirits as possible, sleeping with 500 women, whatever the case may be. But this is highly disturbing, and I think that these individuals should take a good long look at their life. They should get psychological help. They should get some sort of treatment. They should be able to find some way to cure the trauma of their inner child that is something that they've never resolved and they need to resolve, because a lot of these people are vacant. There's nothing going on upstairs or in the heart, and these people were lost very long time ago. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, this is a safe space. If you're returning, I love and appreciate you so much, and I'm glad that you're back. In the name of the Most High God, I wish you health, wealth, prosperity, and abundance. Blessings and protection. Signing off. Take care. Have a great day.